Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams. I'm the presenter here at BOTB, and we're here this morning to judge the latest midweek car competition, which ran from the 20th to the 26th of August 2020. And just before I hand over to Robin, our lawyer this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's winner of the midweek car competition, Joe Benuvalu, winning that incredible Cupra Ateca Plus £10,000. I'm now going to pass over to Robin Cumming from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Robin Cumming from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditors Wilkins Kennedy. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. Then, at the end, each judge will then justify the position, and the group will then come to a final panel decision. First up, Alain Goma.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Good morning, my name's Peter Giorgio. I am a football and futsal referee.
Hi, my name is Armin Donka. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm a referee, mentor, tutor and observer.
Thanks, Robin. My name's Andy Braithwaite. I'm a football referee, mentor and licensed observer.
Morning, my name's Liam Walsh. I'm a retired referee after 23 years active. I'm currently a referee observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Alan, please could you justify your position?
Yeah, thanks, Robin. We got 4 players in the shots. 3 players in white. I think they are. It looks like a situation where the players in white are defending their goals, that we can see right behind. I think the player on the left, who is a bit, higher in the air, I think is playing the ball, and I think he's played the ball. Looking at his facial expression, he looks like you can't really see his eyes. I think they are half closed. And I think he's frowning. It looks like like he's headed the ball already. And looking at his body shape, his lower body is facing one way, the upper body is twisted towards the left. So this is telling me that the ball might be coming maybe from the right hand side, and is kind of clearing it, towards the left side of the pitch. I think, I based my judgment mainly on the 2 players on the right-hand side. Player in white is looking quite steeply up, and the player with the red shirt, is looking, I'm a bit lower than my colleagues, but I don't think he's looking that steeply. This is why I put my cross there.
Thanks, Alan. Peter, please could you justify your position?
Yes, mine's the orange, sorry, not the orange, but the green cross. I agree with Alan that the player on the left, up in the air, he's the one who's favourite for the ball, or I should say, he's the one who's actually headed it. You can see that his shoulders are forward and his arms are back, so that's why I believe that the player has headed the ball. And I've used his eye line for basically the height of the ball, just off the horizontal, but up, just perpendicular to his actual facial angle. And then the players on the right, which is the red and the player in white. They're focusing on the ball, so that's where I've got the how far across the ball is from the player who played the ball, along with Alan, and then where I put the where I intersected all those three eye lines. That's where I put the centre of the ball, which is my green cross.
Thanks, Peter. Ari, please could you justify your position?
Yes, Robin, my cross is the blue one. I agree with Peter just said. I felt that the player in white on the left, he just the ball was coming from his right, and he cleared the ball, heading the ball to his left, clearing away from his goal. I think the ball is traveling at pace. And this player, the player that headed the ball, he gave me the height of the ball. Then we have his teammate number 3. He's static. He's looking at the ball. He's confident that the danger is gone. The player in red and white, I felt that he's just breaking. He just got to that position. He's just breaking down his run, and he's looking at the ball, but he feels that he cannot reach the ball. So my cross came slightly more to the right than my colleagues, mainly because the player number 3 over here in white, he seems to be looking slightly to the right. Then I cross-referenced with all eye lines and decided that the center of the ball should be where I placed my cross.
Thanks, Ari. Next up, Hugh, please could you justify your position?
Thanks, Robin. Yeah, mine's the orange cross. As the guys have said, I think the player on the left has already played it. Defensive kind of header, clearing the ball away. For me, I just looked at where the 2 players on the right were, and for me, the number 3, the player in white and blue, was just looking up and to his right, our left, as we're looking at it. And the player in red and white, to me, was looking up relatively steeply. And I just felt, given where the player's likely to have met it and is now coming down, having cleared it with his head, judging from where his eyes were looking, that's where I placed the centre of my cross.
Thanks, Hugh. Andy, please could you justify your position?
Thanks, Robin. I'm the grey cross. My take on this particular picture is, as we've all said previously, the guy on the left-hand side of our picture, who's up in the air in white and blue, has headed the ball. You can tell by his puffed cheeks, like his facial expression, furrowed brow. I gave myself a bit of a window of where the sort of direction of where he's headed it. Basically, the tip of the orange cross and the tips of the purple and green is the window that I believe that he's headed it through. That's why I've placed my grey cross in there. The 2 fellows on the right-hand side, his colleague in white and blue with number 3 on, I feel that he's basically, this is a 2D picture. He's much further back than what we believe. So when I did draw my lines, I drew it exactly as I saw it from his eye angle, which brought it almost directly above his head, slightly to the right of our picture. But I've dismissed his eye line because the fact that he is further back and he's looking into the ball. The guy on the right-hand side in red and white, I've taken a great deal from him because he's not affecting the ball at all. He's not going to do anything with it. He's obviously just looked at where it's been powered through, where it's been headed through. And so that's why my intersection of my cross is where the guy in red and white and the guy on the left in white and blue are looking at the centre of the ball.
Thanks, Andy. Finally, Liam, please could you justify your position?
Thanks, Robin. It's good going last because then you've got to try and find something new that the other 5 guys haven't thought of. So my findings were, yes, I agree with my colleagues that the guy in the air on the left in the white kit has headed the ball. He's headed through the ball, and his eye line gave me the direction that I felt, the line that the ball was on from him. The player in red and white hoops, that he's just slightly, knees are bent, leaning back, and that gave me, again, where the direction of the ball was. I followed the eyes through his head, and I again looked at the number 3 who he was just sort of like, as Andy referred to, sort of like leaning forward for me, and his head sort of like just slightly tilted up along with his eyes, and that gave me then where I felt the cross was, which was the purple cross. But one thing on it as well, I just looked at the two guys in the crowd on the right, and just felt where are they looking? Because spectators, just as a guide, not obviously as a final X, but just as a guide.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 6 individual selections.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
Okay, we're going to start by drawing a few lines. I think we've got quite a wide spread today. Let's start with the player in red. I'll do one eye only for the time being. I think I'll do both eyes with this player because I don't think they look in the same direction. And this one, some of you guys mentioned that they used, his eye line, for the judgment. Okay, yeah, as I said, we got quite a wide spread. So I think we all agree, all kind of agree. I think, the player on the left-hand side has already headed the ball. Now the ball is somewhere here in the air. I know I'm the lower of most of us, all of us. In this situation where you got, a player defending his goal, you would expect, the ball to be, higher rather than lower in order to clear the danger. The reason I was a bit lower was because I thought, this player on the right-hand side, was looking not so steeply, and therefore that's why, I went, that high. We've got, it's a bit spread. We've got Hugh, who went, the highest. Can you explain? Was it based mainly on this player on the left?
No, not particularly. I agree with you. I felt he was defensive player, given the other guys are 3, and he's heading it away from goal. So part of my thought was, yes, he's going to have height on it, but I took from the 2 players on the right more so. I felt this guy was looking up from his head angle and from his eye. And the same with the player to his left. I felt he had the ball in front of him, but he was kind of, as someone said, sort of leaning forwards but looking upwards.
Okay.
And I felt if it was lower, they maybe would start to be challenging for the ball, whereas instead it looks like it's being played over them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean here. What I thought also was, him being probably like a center half, and maybe him a left back, especially with the number 3. I thought, he was on the left-hand side of this player, but he wasn't, too far from the ball, and therefore, that's another reason actually why I went low. Ari, you went a bit closer, to the player on the in red. Yeah. So can you give us your thought on that?
I felt that the player on the left, number 5, the one that just added the ball, I think he cleared the ball at some pace. The ball is traveling fast, and when I I saw the eye lines, or when I zoomed the eye lines of the eyes of the player number 3, his teammate over there, I felt that he's looking slightly, he's looking above his head, but slightly to his left. That was what made me put my cross more to that direction. So the direction that I felt is where passing through mine, where Andy is, and where Hugh as well. So that's the direction that I felt that the player in red is looking at. And it is because the ball is traveling at pace. That's why none of them are challenging those. So the player in 3 is far behind in the picture. I agree with that. But the player in red, he could have some kind of reaction. I feel that he doesn't have it because the velocity of the ball is traveling.
Okay, I got your point. If we look at the player in white, this one, you look at this left eye.
You can see that he's you can see more of the white on the close to the nose than on the other side, which tells me that he's looking slightly more to the other side.
Yeah. No, I got your point. Yeah, I got your point. Yeah, and I do. I partly agree with that. Liam, you are the furthest on the left. What do you think about that?
My first comment is that I feel that myself, Peter, and Ari are all in the line for where we feel that the ball is being headed away by the what we call the centre half, shall we? And it's then about the agreement of it's the clues you're getting from the other 2 players, and it's more so really from the guy in red and white hoops for me that led me to, his eye line led me to go, just that little bit to the left of centre of where the average is, and the guy in the 3. His body, again, it's as Andy referred to, the photograph, the 2D photograph, and then his body shape, his shoulders turning in, but his head's this way and his eyes that way. So it's just about opinion. I just felt that's where he was. For me, he confirmed where the 2, the red and white hoop and the centre half were looking.
Yeah. So your judgment was based mainly on the player in red and the player who headed the ball.
Yeah, because again, I referred to there just the crowd just as a little look. Them 2 are looking, especially this guy in the middle. They blurred his eye line a bit. Ignore the guy in the sunglasses. I don't know what he's doing, but the guy in the middle, he's sort of leaning into that area. His eye line's going into that area, should I say?
Yeah, he's quite far away. But yeah, so at the moment, the average, where it is, if I put the ball around, I think, it covers 2 crosses, and we've got 4 crosses around. So, that could work. If I think, if I put the ball up here, as we said, it could work as is, the player is clearing the ball, so it should be on the higher side. And I think with this one it works also. I think most of the crosses are doable. So I guess Peter, you would be happy with the average where it is.
I would suggest, can we just have a look at taking out your good self, the red, and Harry, the blue, and see where the centre of the ball lies.
Where's Harry? Myself. To me, it's 2 on the left. Because when you look at this, this eye especially.
Yeah.
As Harry mentioned, he's not looking, for me, he's not looking, that far across. I think he's more,
because
direction.
Yeah, the only reason why I say that is basically the player on the left-hand side jumping, heading the ball. His eye line is better where I think where that centre of the ball is now, rather than it being further down. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I feel that we almost all of us we have valid points. We put across valid points towards it, and if we start to do that, I would have to suggest to take Leon as well on the left, and Hugh above. So like that, you wouldn't leave any crosses behind, because we are in a circle over here, and I feel that in this occasion you should leave all the judges in, and because the average itself, I think he left exactly on the middle over there. So
can we put the ball on the cross there where it is? Yeah.
You know, I think you know it could work there, but you know I don't think we should discard myself and Ari because especially based on this player, because
exactly.
This eye to me is not looking really in this direction.
No.
But also when we look at this player on the left, I can't really see the direction where it's looking at. I don't know. What do you think, Andy? Can you see the direction?
Well, as I said, I honestly believe that is the direction he's looking in, where we are roughly there now. Don't forget, we're looking at the centre of the ball. I feel that possibly yourself and Ari's, where if we're looking for a centre of the ball where your crosses were placed, I can't see that in this occasion. But as I said, the guy in the middle in number 3, he is further back. So where he's looking at, as I said, if you're drawing a line from where he's looking, in reality, it's not to the right. He is looking into the left-hand side of the picture because he's further back, in my opinion.
Let's put let's clear that and put a line, from this guy towards the ball as it is now.
I clearly don't think that he's looking that to left. I think he's looking to the left of the picture. He's looking slightly to the right of the picture. And I think the majority of the judges, everybody focus more on the player in red and white, and disregard a little bit the player in number 3.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, as it is, we got 3 player, 3 crosses aligned, from this player. Yeah, we've got nearly 3 crosses aligned, from this player, and we've got 3 crosses aligned from this player,
which makes up the perfect average over there.
Yeah. So I think I think to me the average is a good compromise. I don't know what everyone thinks, but as I said, when you put the ball here, it covers 2 crosses, and it's surrounded by 4 crosses. It's in the middle of the 4 crosses. So to me, I think this works. I don't know, Hugh, what do you think?
I'm kind of in the middle. I agree with Peter. I don't think that player in blue and white is looking to the right. I don't think him or the one in red and white are. So for me, there's kind of 4 of us clustered together, and then yours just below. I can't see it being that far right, but I don't think yours is unfeasible because I think it's on a similar line. I get what you're saying about Ari's being on the same line as Liam and Peter, but Liam and Peter both think it's much further over to the left. So the line is slightly different at that point.
Okay, so if I just from what you said, if I removed Ari, you bring us down here.
I mean, I obviously think that's better, but I felt it was further over to the left and higher. So yeah. That's my individual opinion.
But I still think that this is the player in white is not looking further. To me, it's not looking further, on the left-hand side from this line. So
and there's not a clear cluster anyway. Everybody's slightly spread all over.
Okay. So let's vote. I suggest. So we've got the average done here. If we remove Harry, we come slightly on the left-hand side, from what it is, and with Harry, yeah, basically, yeah. So Peter, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, if you're going to take anyone out, you take yourself out and you take Harry out.
Okay. So yeah, let's do it again, with myself. Yeah, so we're in the middle of these four. Okay. So what do you think, Andy?
I'm very much the same on that because, as I said, unfortunately, I don't see red and blue. The guy on the left-hand side looking as low as that. His eye line to me is definitely at least, at the very least, above horizontal. So I just couldn't see it being like the red and blue. The blue for me was too far over, and the red was too low.
Okay. So that's two who are happy with this position. Liam?
I'm going to agree with my colleagues on this, Alan and Harry. I do apologise to you, gentlemen. But yeah, I just felt that one of the crosses was just too low, and the other one was a little bit to the right as I look. Could you just do me a favour though, please, Alan? Would you if you just take my cross off as well? I'll be fair and just see how much it doesn't really alter them, and then click it on again.
Yeah, it's not a big change.
It's not a big change. So I've actually put myself up there as a sacrificial lamb, but that's just being honest. But I concur with my colleagues regarding the bottom cross and the one to the right.
Okay, so we got Peter, Hugh, Liam, and Andy also happy with this position. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Harry, I think we have to accept,
the majority.
And I think we're going to go for this position. Let me clear this. Okay, Robin, we are happy with this position.
Thanks, Alan. If you're all happy, then please click submit.
Yeah.
Thank you, judges. The coordinates selected are 1813615. These coordinates will now be passed to Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.